Hello everyone, Memory here. Pets are one of the most important things you need in Black Desert, but because Pro Abyss are just being Pro Abyss, not everything about them is explained clearly in-game, and good luck on trying to find information on their official websites and patch notes. I've been casually buying Pro items throughout my time playing the game, and pets is just one of those things that I have to do a final semester report amount of information gathering before I can make my decision on which one to buy and how many to buy, etc. For example, there seems to be a loot range difference between bird pets and other pets. What's up with that? Or certain event pets will have a larger size when they are in higher tiers. How much bigger exactly are they compared to the normal pets? There are many things like this you probably want to consider before you buy these pets because they cost money. This video is not really a pet guide since there are multiple how does the pet work kind of video on YouTube already, but rather I'm just gonna talk about my pet buying decisions and reasonings, which includes questions like the two examples I mentioned earlier. And yes, some of the question might not be 100% correct since I couldn't find a reliable source to answer those questions, but I'll do my own test and make a judgment based on that. I'll roughly order them into a tier list kinda thing based on my opinion, of course, starting from the good ones. I won't be going over every single pet, but I will talk about ones that have some unique aspects about them, even if they are not recommended. Starting off, we have the polar bear. This thing is arguably the best pet in the game. Now, every pet has a special ability and a talent. These two things do not change through RNG, like the normal pet's skills. Polar bear has a useful special ability, which is auto fishing time reduced. On top of that, it has a unique talent that currently no other pet has, which is 50 weight increase at tier 4. Which means all of your characters will receive 50 more weight limit. That roughly translates to $100 worth of weight increase if you have 19 character slots. There are two reliable ways to get the polar bear right now. One is through the Game Pass gifting system, where you buy a Game Pass for someone and they play the account until they have a level 30 character. So I guess you can create an account, give the pass to the account, and level the character to 30 yourself if you can't convince someone to play the game. The other option is to simply upgrade your Game Pass to the standard or the deluxe Game Pass package. You really only need one polar bear. You can tier up using other limited type pets or using a Wizard Gosfie. Wizard Gosfie is basically a fodder pet that can be exchanged with any type of pets, and it is better than T1, worse than T2 in terms of tier up chance increase. The second pet I would recommend is the hedgehog. It has a special ability that increases the quantity of item you get when you do any types of gathering. If the ability procs, you will essentially gather the same thing twice, and all the loot will appear in the same reward inventory. Gathering life skill with a hedgehog can be as profitable, if not more profitable, than grinding. It is a lot easier to get a decent gathering gear compared to a decent grinding gear. So the hedgehog would be one of the pets that I would prioritize to get if I am a new player. Its talent is life skill EXP increase, which complements its ability well. You can get this pet from having the deluxe game package or buy the Amerigo's welcome package in the Pro shop. Sometimes there will be events that sells the golden hedgehog. In terms of functionality, it is identical to the normal hedgehog, so if you're not too fussy about looks, you don't have to get this deal. Next pet, we have the young Crimson Dragon pet. This is the only pet that you cannot use real money to buy, because this pet is a rare drop from the world boss Garmoth. It costs 1 billion silver each, and you cannot use any other pets to tier it up, including the Wizard Gosfie. So this is the most expensive pet to get in terms of silver. There are 5 different common abilities to choose from, but the special thing about it is its talent, which gives you 100 extra HP at tier 4. Although it is the only pet that increases your combat related stats, New players probably won't benefit much from it at the start. Spending the 2 billion on a Ted boss gear or even a tri-golden accessory instead would definitely be a better use of your silver. But if you are someone who regularly going for pen attempts, getting at least a T3 Young Crimson Dragon would be a decent choice. Next one, we have the Arctic Fox. This pet is a Christmas limited pet, and it has the unique talent item drop rate increase, 4% at tier 4. If you are a grind heavy person, this is probably a must have. Just have to wait till the Christmas event to get it. The Desert Disease Resistance is a bad ability to have, but I think the permanent drop rate increase alone makes it worth. These 4 pets are unique and useful in terms of their abilities and talents. If you are going for a T4 pet, Polar Bear, Hedgehog and the Arctic Fox should be your priority. Young Crimson Dragon costs around 2 to 3 billion to T3 depending on how you want to upgrade it. But T4 might take you more than 10 billion and the difference would only be plus 25 HP. Which is not worth the silver in my opinion because usually you use this pet to PvP and not looting. I'll mention a few more pets that will be a decent buy to fill up the rest of the pet slots for your grinding session. First of all, you want to get a pet with a durability reduction resistance talent, and I recommend the hostility detection as its special ability. There are a few of them, but the best choice would be the limited Borum Wolf, just because it will increase in size as its tier increases. Not many pets increase in size when they tier up, so you have that extra unique factor to your pet collection. As to how much bigger they actually are compared to the normal wolf or dog type pets, I don't really know. I don't have one, but I have a size increased bird, so I'll use that as my estimate. As you can see on the screen, the blue one is the size increased bird at T4. It is around 2 times larger than my T4 Premium Hawk. So I'm guessing the Borum Wolf will be roughly 2 times bigger than the regular wolf or dog type pets. The Newborn Dragon is another pet that you can have durability resistance talent, and you can actually choose its talents and special ability at the same time. That means the Newborn Dragons are the only pets that can have a combination of fishing time reduction and durability reduction resistance together, which would also benefit your AFK fishing. And yes, the durability resistance works on fishing rods as well. Finally, we have the 3-headed dog from the Halloween event, which also has durability resistance and hostility detection. If you don't want to wait for event pets, the Young Griffin, Turtle, Stoneback Crab and Desert Fox are your choice. I will pick the Griffin because of the looks and the ability. Next we have the bird pets. They all commonly have knowledge increase as talents and find rare monsters as special ability. But the real special thing about them is the slight higher loot range. Now there are some rumors about the extra loot range, especially for the rosefinch birds if you try to Google it. But I couldn't find any reliable source to prove it, so I just did my own testing. What I've concluded is they seems to have an extra 10%-ish loot range compared to other pets. As you can see on the screen, only my bird is looting at this range. But sometimes they all go out to loot at the same range. So my conclusion is every pet has a fixed loot detection range, as well as looting range. But because the bird flies around plus they move slower than the land pets, so they naturally detect loot that are further away from your character. The land pets on the other hand will come back to you after looting and stay around you. So naturally they don't detect loot that are further away from you compared to the birds. But if for some reason they can see the loot as well, they can still loot as far as the birds. With that said, when you are moving from pack to pack, you want most of your pet to stick with you to keep up with most of the loot. so you only really need one bird to scout for the leftovers. My recommendation would be the Emperor Hawk, because it is one of the few pets that increase in size when tier up, which is the blue bird that you saw earlier. If you can't manage to get a bird pet, don't worry too much, because you won't notice too much looting difference when you are grinding. And then we have the Taunting Pets. Taunting Pets are pretty much useless in terms of what they specialize in, taunting mobs. How the taunting mechanic work is the pet will go ahead and taunt a mob that is far away from you, if you have no mobs aggro to you. And because the pet does not move fast enough, the taunting speed is way too slow to be useful. It does not increase your mob aggro count, therefore if the pet aggroes a slow walking mob from spot A and you move down to spot B for the next pack of mobs, you will have one less mob aggro count until the mob at spot A decided to drop aggro. Plus the pet also has to worry about looting, so it's going to loot slower on average compared to other pets. Therefore taunting pets are either useless or even worse than useless. Lastly, there are two unique classic pets that you might want to consider. Classic pets are your cheapest pet to get, so normally people who are already spending money on the pets would want to get the more expensive one because they are more flashy. But here we have the Hey pet, which is the only pet that increases the mount EXP gain, 4% at T4. This is the EXP that your horse or other mounts would receive, not your training EXP. And as far as I know, this talent can be stacked, so if you're into the horse training part of the game, you might want to buy a few of these. And then we have the Fluffy Bunny, which has the death penalty resistance 4% at T4. This is the same death penalty resistance on your costumes, which also stack together. Death penalty resistance will negate all death penalties when it is activated, which is your EXP loss and crystal breaking. And if you're a red player, it will also stop your gear from downgrading if it procs. This talent won't be that useful to most people, but it is one of the cute ones, so I'd say it's not a bad choice. Now here I want to touch a little bit on the aesthetic part of the pets. Obviously, the limited type pets will usually have more desirable looks on them. These are Christmas, Easter, Halloween, and monster pets. There might be more in the future, but at the time of this video, these are the main special pets that regularly comes out. If I want to buy pets, I'd wait for one of these events. Also, if you are looking to buy the pet appearance coupon, I'd suggest not to, because you will randomly get free ones from the events, and also they're not that expensive to buy using loyalty points. I've received more than enough free ones through my time of playing the game, so buying any more would be a waste. At least that's for me anyways. Also, you cannot change the size of those size increasing pets using the appearance coupon, even though it might give you the option to. For example, if you change the appearance of a T1 size pet, it either won't work or it will only change the color. Note that when you exchange the size pets, if the main pet is a T3 fodder pet and you inherit the looks of a T1 size pet, it might not give you the right size even though the result is a T3 or a T4 size pet. In that case, using the appearance coupon afterwards will fix the size. So obviously all these pets will make sure you eat dirt for a week to a month if you try to tier for all of them. If you are a budget player or a free-to-play player, that's not gonna happen. But don't worry too much, because having full party of any pets that is T3 is enough to get you through most of the game. And there are quite a few free pets that the game gives you, which I'm gonna briefly go through them here. First, the 3 quest pets. After you complete Bellanos, Calpheon, and Medaya main quests, there will be a pet quest available in your suggested quest tab when you press O. It gives you 2 classic pets and 1 premium pet. And then after you log down for 5,000 hours, which is equivalent to leaving the game on for 7 months straight, or more realistically play for 1 year, you will receive another classic pet. And then when you complete the Thieves Encyclopedia, you will get another premium pet here. Also, from time to time, the game will give out cuckoo birds as event reward. The cuckoo birds are the only pet that is classified as event pets. So the only reliable way to tier up the cuckoo birds is to use a wizard ghost theme. But I wouldn't use it on the cuckoo birds because there is nothing special about this pet. No wait, I lied. There is something special about it. You can only have one of them out at a time, so there's no point of having more than one. Also, it looks like a malnourished baby chicken that has some sort of genetic defect. It looks like it's gonna die any second. Okay, it dies casually and sometimes its muscle will just contract uncontrollably. If you have the money to buy a ghost fee for a cuckoo bird, then you might as well buy a long-tailed rose finch and coupon it into a proper healthy baby chicken that you can have 5 of them out at the same time. And finally, for the 4th anniversary attendance reward, we receive a free T4 pet. So yeah, as you play the game, you should receive more free pets. They just don't come as often. After I smashed all these free pets, I came out with 1 T4 pets, 2 T3, 1 T2, and 1 T1 pets. They're all free. So if I never bought any pets, I will still have a full party of pets with me. And if I wanted to do a budget pet shopping, in this case, I really only need to buy 2 to 4 more pets to have a full party of T3 or T4s, which is not bad. Just have to remember to prioritize the polar bear and the hedgehog first. Other pets won't really have much of a difference for most people's gaming experience. Having a full party of T1 pets should get you through the beginning of the game, no problem. And if you have a full party of T3 pets, you're golden for most of your gameplay. I've been playing the game with a full party of T3s until this year, but that's because I want to make my own pet related video, so I had to do some testing. Otherwise, I was doing fine leaving them at T3. And that concludes all the pet related stuff I want to talk about for this video. Thanks for listening to me rumble for like holy shit 15 minutes. Anyways, that's it for today. Hopefully you had a great time. Like and subscribe for good luck on your pet exchanges, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.